Okay, hey YouTube, Todd here again, some guitar guy. First off, and as always, thanks for watching. So, another video, and this is a continuation of our recent ride from Pickens, South Carolina, in the upstate, taking US 178 north to Brevard, North Carolina, a super cool little town in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and this is on the Harley. It's a 2015 Harley Street 500 we purchased for my girlfriend to she kind of knows how to ride. We're actually both scheduled for the Harley Learn to Ride course this coming weekend. Today's Sunday, so we'll start that on Friday, and both pretty excited about that. But here we are getting ready to kind of out of the warm-up curves phase and into the kind of real turns with the truck warning signs, that yellow sign off to on the right shoulder. But instead of just narrating the ride this time, I want to talk about the kind of how and why I started motovlogging, if you will, and the hardware, software, and really the mission. And I think that's the first thing to answer. I thought about giving maybe a more detailed review of the bike, and maybe I will at some point, but I basically already did that in the first video. If you haven't watched it, I do give it 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I would give less than that would be because of there's just so much plastic on the bike, that kind of a semi-cheap feel and look. But yeah, I think Harley really hit the mark, hit their target, if they're assuming they were trying to make a totally different bike and more of a world bike. And I have a blast riding it. I'm smiling now thinking about riding it. So I thought, well, let's kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about how and why I decided to capture and share these rides. So the mission, and this could be, you could probably break this down into 3 major categories. You could have someone who wants to record and share with only friends and family. You could have someone kind of like me in the middle, who wants to record and share with a worldwide audience, but I'm not a pro, and I don't have aspirations to be a pro. I do want to make a quality product, release a quality product, but I'm not a pro. I know I'm not a pro. I don't have aspirations to be a pro, and I'm not getting paid anything for this by YouTube or anybody else. It's purely a hobby. And then of course you have the pros that use top-notch equipment, both hardware and software, and their mission is to make money. That's why they do what they do. They may enjoy it, but they also enjoy making that money, and they probably wouldn't use top-notch equipment otherwise. Now here I will kind of break away, get behind these two, well, really one person behind then the teal looking car, and probably right about here is where I started smelling pot. So they finally turn off, but we have to follow them a good bit up the road. So yeah, that's my mission. Is it's a hobby. I'm a hobbyist. I don't ride professionally either, so that wouldn't make maybe a lot of sense. But So define your mission first. And then I think, just a little bit of backstory. When I stopped riding and sold my last bike, probably back in either late '01 or early '02, a lot's changed. And I started riding again 3 years ago, so in 21. So in basically 2 decades, a lot's changed. Social media was around. I think smartphones were just, I don't know when the first iPhone was released. I don't even know if they were a thing in '01, '02. I think YouTube was around, but nothing like it is today. And just to give you an idea, I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. And if I do watch anything on the TV set, it's something like Pluto or Amazon Prime. I don't watch the network news. A lot has changed in 20 years. So when I started riding again, I thought, well, yeah, that would be a great way to capture these rides. Not everybody can ride. Those that can ride and do ride, maybe in totally different parts of the world, and not be able to go up US 178 North, for example, and see the sights I see. And yeah, that'd be a great way to capture and share. So yeah, let's see what it takes. So the first thing I did is, go on Google and found the GoPro site. And I believe, let me get this. I think it was I was thinking it was the 8 was the current. No, it was the 10. The GoPro 10 was the current latest, greatest GoPro in 21. And then I saw the price, and I'm like, no, I couldn't afford it then. And even if I could have, I'd like to think that I would have just said no. That's far too much money for a hobby. So started doing some more research, and at the time in 21, the 3 series, the 3 Plus series, was the kind of consensus best bang for the buck camera, mainly because it records in 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. This is 30 we're looking at now, but future videos will be 60. I think it just, or at least I hope it smooths things just a little bit, with no stabilization, which I'll come back to toward the end. But so I started pricing those, and I had to go back on my did I find that on Amazon or eBay? I forget which one. And I looked it up, and I can't remember if it was eBay or Amazon, but I found one. I think it was eBay. I found one for $50, and the only thing wrong with it, it was missing the side door. So perfect working order. Could afford $50, and then of course, GoPro's brilliant really in this aspect is that you can easily, especially with a $50 camera, have 2 or 3 times that in accessories, because these older cameras you had to have the mount to go in all the different mounts, the waterproof case, the skeleton case, the frame mount. It just kind of goes on and on. But yeah, they finally decided to finish their joints on the side of the road, I guess, and got out of the way. But and I was kind of stunned really at that, but got the camera, and then I had to decide on the mount. This is a chest mount, you can probably tell, and it's too low. It needs to be much higher up on my chest, like around my collarbone. But with the Suzuki, I could wear it much lower, and the Speedo wasn't in the way. But yeah, future videos, I've noted that, and we'll correct that. But so a 3 Plus silver, the 3 Plus black I think would record in 4K, but I probably wouldn't use that. I would probably stay at 1080 in 60 frames per second. The next thing was the mount. I already mentioned that. I used the chest mount. I just don't like the way the chin mounts, anytime you move your head left or right or up or down. I don't like the Blair Witch filming or recording method. I don't like the herky jerkness. You get enough of that on the motorcycle. I don't think, I don't like watching that. But so I really don't want to do the chin mount. Now, having said that, with the 883R and just the nature of the Evolution engine, I may have to go. I will experiment and see if that reduces some of the camera shake. But as of now, yeah, we're gonna go with the chest mount. Let's see. So that's pretty much the hardware. The wind, the only other hardware. And I have tried everything to eliminate the wind noise. I've used the waterproof case. And with the difference between the bikes, the Suzuki had a small windshield, and it really, really did help eliminate some of that wind noise, most of it. But with no windshield on both Harleys now, yeah, it is an issue. I've tried a wind muff over the camera. I've tried the skeleton case and the waterproof case, and the only answer, the best answer I've found, you have to get the microphone out of the wind. End of story, period. You have to get it out of the wind. So that means that gives you two options. You can have a separate recorder, like a Zoom recorder, and you're still going to have to get it out of the wind somewhere. You could use and I've tried that, a smartphone, preferably something that records in WAV format. But for me, and again, the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. The thing with that, the problem there is then you have to sync the audio with the video in editing. So the easiest thing I've found is just a lavalier mic clipped to the t-shirt small on my back before I put my jacket on. And yeah, it's another level. You have the wire, the mic wire that you have to deal with, but it does offer to me the best and easiest sound, and I don't have to worry about trying to sync it with the video. So and this actually kind of looks a little hotter than I was really riding. This was pretty relaxed, not any kind of sense of urgency to get through these. It is fun, but not trying to set a speed record or something up the mountain. But yeah, a lavalier mic. So that's pretty much all the hardware. The software, I originally started using whatever came with Windows, and it just wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do, mainly with the audio. So I have upgraded and have been using Movavi video editor, and will continue to. I'm very happy with the results. And there's a learning curve for all this stuff. How to use the camera, best mic placement, best mount, and then of course learning the software and getting it to do what I want it to do. I'm not sure what that idiot was. They were backing out or attempted to, thought about it, but I'm very happy with Movavi, and plan to continue to use it. And yeah, I guess that's the mission as well. So, in moving forward, as the video is kind of winding down a little bit, the question I have to answer if I'm going to continue this, especially on the 883R, which hopefully will be out of the shop. I keep saying this, I think, in every video. Should be out of the shop this week. She had an oil primary leak from around the stator, and had to order, the dealership had to order that part. That should fix everything. But it is a much different riding experience, and just the nature of that Evolution engine compared to the Revolution X engine in this 500. If you think, and I don't think it does. I think this footage looks totally acceptable as far as camera shake. It could be smoother, but that also, you need a little bit. This is riding a motorcycle. This is not sitting in a chair in your living room. It's riding a motorcycle up a mountain. So, yeah, I think you need a little bit of that. But with the 883R, on just some test footage I shot taking the bike over to the dealer, and at all speeds, city speeds, it took it on the interstate. The camera shake is almost unacceptable. It's almost unwatchable. It's so prevalent. Movavi does offer stabilization, but as I'm learning about how this stabilization works, whether it's integrated in the camera like the later GoPros, or you use something third party like Movavi, you get a lot of blurring, and you lose the crispness of the video. I think this footage looks, just a little short of great, especially considering this camera came out over 10 years ago. The colors are very vibrant. The images are very crisp. You do, like right here, get a little bit of that fisheye effect because I'm shooting and recording in wide. But I think the camera looks really, really good. Now, I have priced, like the GoPro 7, I believe, was the first to offer stabilization. And I think the improvement from what I've read for the 8 is really the kind of the recommended minimum camera for stabilization. But you do get blurring even when it's integrated in the recording, rather than doing it using whatever algorithm Movavi or any other processor video editor uses. So I don't know. I'll have a decision to make going forward. I will probably first, I do have a chin mount ordered. I'll probably first try that and see if that'll, improve the camera shake a little bit. I really don't want or need two GoPros. And the, even the GoPro 8s, they're not really cheap per se. They're maybe affordable, but then what do I do with two GoPros? This one still works great, and the prices, I think I looked before making the video, you can find these now for like $35, and I think they do a great job. So I don't know, going forward, I could maybe record another camera angle if I so desired, but I don't know. We'll see what the chin mount does first. It's a lot cheaper than the camera, and go from there. But that's about all I have for now. Again, thanks for watching. Please remember to do the YouTube thing, And until next time, two wheels down. Thanks, guys.